Welcome to the chit show. Whatever. We don't have any alligators here or bad boaters. Love the channel out. But stuff does go wrong, and we're playing with dangerous things. So the forge today, when I went to use it, I turned on the front burner like I usually do, but I left the bypass shut because I was going to let it warm up. No problem. I put a piece of wrought iron that we're going to be reshaping to make some projects for Jess in there, and it was warming up as well. I came over and I flipped the lever to go full speed, and nothing happened. It sounded exactly the same. Okay, easy to troubleshoot. Next step is, what happens if I turn on the next blower or burner? When I turn this one on, it's full blast. That's good news, because it means the problem is between right here and where this stuff comes out the end of the bell on the burner. No problem. We'll take the burner out, figure out where the restriction is in here, put everything back in again. Okay, so then I got this nipple. It lives on this burner top, and jet. These are basically propane jets. And this is the bell that was on the end of it. Well, it might be hard to tell, but well, first of all, I tried to just drag the whole thing back out of the top of the tube that you used to adjust it. And of course that didn't work. And I remembered as soon as I tried it that it didn't work, and that I had to put the burner in and then put the bell on the bottom of it when I had replaced the old previous bell that had ended up getting destroyed on it, because I used the front burner the most, so it was getting destroyed. So, right, yank this out, or rather let it down, which of course destroys much of the ITC coating around the hole, knocks that stuff loose, and you can see there's some fur there that I'll have to deal with coating over again with ITC before I can use the forge. That was the next thing that went wrong. So then I get finally, I'm like, okay, great, what size Allen wrench is it? Can't tell because it's, it's a solid 6 or 8 inches into the front of the forge. So I was like, but I've got 2 new ones. I pulled them out, and they've got flatheads on them. It's like, stuck again. So then I look, and there's a little baggie on the inside of these, and I push it out, and sure enough, it's got the Allen wrench and the stainless set screw. That, so I've got the Allen wrench size that I need now. So I put it on a pair of vice grips so I can get it far enough into the forge, start trying to finagle the end of the Allen wrench into the hole. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh yeah, that's when I remembered that when I was putting that in, the tip of said Allen wrench that came with this bell, not these, broke off when I was tightening it up in the Allen head. So that caused some words. I then finally got I reground the tip of another smaller vice grip and got it in far enough to grab a hold of the end of that and get it loose enough that I could get the bell off. Great, fine. So this is now out, and I've got everything loose, and I go to blow through it, and it's free-flowing, just like the other assembly was free-flowing. So then I think, okay, let's use it in the orientation that it's in. Maybe there's something in here that's loose. So sure enough, as I jiggle this thing back around and then point it down like it's pointed now, I get a restriction. I can flip it over, and I can see the restriction in the end of the pilot that's in there. Right. Okay, great. So no problem. Take that apart and get a cleaning brush. This happened to be 308, of course it's 308. A cleaning brush, and I used that to grind all the rest of the rust that looked like it was going to fall loose as soon as I got it back together again and clog the thing all over again. So I got that taken care of, and I figured I may as well take the one apart that I had pulled out from the second burner, because I had that smart idea. I was like, hey, you know what, just for this weekend, what would be really clever is I'll just take the second one, because I know it works. I turned it on and it worked just fine. I'll just take it and put it in the first position. So I go to pull it out, because I remember these weren't these stainless bells. These were just close couplings. So the inside was ground to kind of approximate a bell, but it's not nearly as good as the stainless ones. But they did fit through the upper insertion tubes, the alignment tubes, adjustment and alignment tubes. Well, they did when you put them in, but this thing had flared out as the tip of it turned to slag. So I went to pull it out and it wouldn't come out. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll take a look at the end of it and see how bad it is. As I push it back down into the forge, of course, it pulls a ton of the sealing material and IATC material loose from the coatings on the inside of the forge. And it's all splayed out like this giant, I don't know, look like a tulip or something ridiculous. I'm like, okay, great. Now that's further into the forge, so I can't really get to this piece to turn this off of this, and there's no way they're ever going to... I actually clamped this here in the post vise and tried to get this piece off a second ago. No joy with pipe wrenches and everything, so that was never going to happen in the forge. Then it occurred to me that the stuff that had flared was probably just slag anyway, right? Because otherwise why would it get bigger like that? So I just started beating on it inside the forge, enough to get the bigger chunks off, and then just kind of jimmied the thing up through the adjustment tube. Got it out. So now I need to go get another one of these. Well, another one of these to go on the other burner. Stuff everything back into the forge. Reapply some sealant in a couple of places, and make sure everything works. And then maybe I can get back on that project that I was supposed to be working on when I came out here this morning. So anyway, just a short video to point out that it's not always sunshine and rainbows out here in the forge. Sometimes you got to do maintenance, and usually that maintenance is going to cost you some hours. All right, well, watch for the fun video coming up maybe next weekend. Who knows? Bye-bye.